What's up, Barndo Bros? Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the metal building that we used to do our Barndo build. We're going to talk about the research. We're going to talk about how everything played together. We're talking about the manufacturer. And most importantly, we're going to be talking about the price, what we paid for the structure and what we paid to assemble the building. That's very important. As you heard me say many times before, we did not want a rectangle building to look like a warehouse. We wanted to go with the American barn style building. This is what we have. So our first step was to do a lot of research online, and let me tell you, Google is your best friend. You need to go to Google, you need to research barndominium homes and come up with a style that you like. We came up with the American barn. After that, we went to Google again and we Googled metal building companies in Florida because we wanted to stay a little bit localized. We like to give business to our local guys and small business. That's what we've been doing in this build. We have been using a lot of local contractors and supporting our local businesses here in Flagler County. We came across American Built Structures, Jim Horn, and I also came across the regional salesman for this area was Mike Connor, Captain Mike Connor. Actually, I talked to Jim Horn first. He sent me over to Mike Connor because he was a regional salesman here for Flagler County. After a long conversation, I knew that that was the company that I was going to go with. We went over his house and we checked it out and we loved it. The footprint of our building, it's 60 feet by 44 feet, 8-foot wide porches by 44 in the back. And we have this front entrance over here that is 8 foot by 20 feet. We went with all galvanized. We did not go with red iron, what they called red iron, because our span wasn't long enough where we needed a red iron. Now, if you're doing a pretty long span, I advise you to go with red iron. If not, you get the cold form and it's much lighter. This structure is lighter and just as safe. Because I am in Florida and I'm about 8 miles from the coast, this structure is rated at 131 miles an hour just for the hurricanes that we get here in Florida. Now, when I'm talking about galvanized, let me explain to you what I mean. What I mean is that these columns here, they are all galvanized steel. They are cold formed. So these columns are pretty much a sheet. And then when you get your building done to spec, what they'll do is they'll cold form these columns and everything that they need. When you walk into our building, there are 3 main columns that hold this structure together. They're 14 inches wide and it's a double column. They're bolted together to make this very rigid and very strong. Now, when you buy your building for your Barndo build for the shell, the outer shell, usually the building will come with everything. Ours came with the siding, it came with the fascia, it came with the roof. It did not come with windows and doors. Our windows and doors got purchased over at Lowe's. It did not come with soffits or fascia for the porches, but we're going to be finishing that off. The siding has a 45-year warranty on the paint. The roof, we went with a white roof and also has a 45-year warranty on it. We decided to go with a white roof. Listen, I know that black roofs are in right now. I live in a sunshine state. Black color has 0% reflectivity with light, which makes it really, really hot. We went with white because it has 100% reflectivity back. So this is why we went with white. Yes, black is beautiful, but we also got to take into account everything, all the energy calcs and everything else and what you're going to save. So when you decide on a company, the next step is to make a contract with them. With American Built Structures, they require a 20% down for you to get the engineering. So we had to put 20% down and value the building. We get the engineering so we could submit for all the permitting and all that kind of stuff. We paid for this building around $66,304 plus Florida sales tax, which ended up being around $71,000. That was the cost for the exterior shell. That does not include installation. You have to get a metal contractor to erect your shell for your Barndo build. So after making a whole bunch of phone calls, not having any luck to find a contractor to erect the metal building, I contacted Jim Horn from American Built, and then I was desperate. I said, Jim, I really need someone to answer the phone. Every contractor that I've called does not answer the phone, or they're giving me some ridiculous price. Can you help me out? Well, Jim Horn got with Keegan Green. Keegan Green called me right away. I got an estimate from him within a couple hours, and Green Construction, he works between here and Tennessee, here in Florida and Tennessee. He's the one that erected this building, and it cost $36,000 to erect the building. So again, the building cost me $71,000 with tax, plus another $36,000 to erect the building. And that's where we're at with a metal shell for our Barndo build. I'll see you guys next time.